Hey guys, thanks for watching. This video, we're gonna talk about what to do in an emergency, whether it's a medical emergency that you need to rush to the hospital for whatever, if it's an emergency that might happen in your rig. But we were kind of throwing a few emergencies in our world with Dan, if you guys saw in the last video about needing to go to the hospital, and then 5 days later had to go again because he had appendicitis. And you know, that really came to just us thinking we didn't really have a medical emergency plan in place. So we wanted to review that with you guys and tell you some things to maybe think about on your next camping trip, whether you're full-timing or whether you're going on just for a quick vacation. Accidents are accidents. They're called that way because we're not planning for them. And so if we can plan ahead of time and for whatever may happen, that's great. So we just wanted to kind of have you guys just start thinking about some things that we've thought about, that now we have a plan in place just in case something were to happen that either one of us needed to have a medical emergency or an emergency in your rig. Number one most important thing on this list is know where the closest ER and urgent care center is, depending on the type of injury that you might have encountered. Do you have a first aid kit, or more importantly, know where your first aid kit is? I will tell you, toilet paper, paper towel, and duct tape does not equal a first aid kit.
Do you and everyone in your party know where your first aid kit is located? More importantly, do you know what's in it, if it's expired, and how to use it? I did keep a lot of military-style bandages. I even have an eye kit to wash it out and make an eye patch in case I want to be a pirate. I have slings, I have all kinds of stuff, and I know how to use everything in these kits, and I know where it's located, and everyone that goes camping with me knows where they're located as well. They're always in the same spot.
Are you traveling with any pets? We've got 3 dogs that we travel with. Need to know, what are we going to do with them if I'm not able to be here to let them out or to feed them? So maybe look to see if there's a boarding facility around close to where you're going to be if you're staying for an extended period of time. Also maybe some animal hospitals or veterinarians that could be close by.
Make sure you always have enough gas in your vehicle so you can get to an urgent care or hospital in case of emergency.
Another one on this list is an emergency contact list. For example, who are you going to call first in case of an emergency? If it's with somebody that you're traveling with, do you know who they want you to call first? Or maybe even just like an emergency phone tree that you just have to call one person and then they call the remainder of family members that you want to know. Do you know the medication that the people that you're traveling with are on if they have pre-existing medical condition or prescribed medication? Do you know what it is and how often they have to take it? That's really important to know if you have to go into the hospital so it doesn't counteract with other medications that they want to give you.
So if you are a full-timer and you go to the ER or the urgent care, just know you are going to have to convey to the medical staff that you're a full-time RVer, and it takes a little while for them to comprehend that because they're used to everyone having a sticks and bricks that they go home to, or they're used to local patients. So just know that's something that you need to anticipate. Another thing that may occur after your medical visit or ER visit, and especially in my case, I have follow-up visits. Well, we're full-time RVers and we have reservations booked out a year in advance because of, it's hard to find certain places and we want to be in certain geographical areas at certain times of the year. So you may have to work really hard at finding medical locations in the area you're going to be in and really get your doctor to work with you to, forward all your medical information to these facilities so they can coordinate these visits or plans along the way. But also you need to understand that you getting fixed is going to be slowed. If you can stay in the area for a while and get everything taken care of, that's advisable. For us, unfortunately, it didn't work. So we're going to have continuous starting over visits as we go along.
Another thing to think about is what happens if the emergency or accident happens on the day that you're supposed to leave your campsite. How are you going to handle that? Do you know how to pack up and leave if you had to? One thing that I had to do was just kind of work with the camp host or the campground owners and talk with them and tell them about the situation, and they were more than happy to work with me. So one thing to maybe know on wherever you're staying, is there a camp host? Maybe get to know them, and then emergency numbers for the campground. Sometimes there's a number to call if there's an emergency, and you can call that number and discuss with them the situation, and perhaps they'll allow you to stay in that spot. But some places that spot is already taken and somebody's coming in, so that's where you need to know how to move or pack up your campsite or your rig. To go with that, know the other person's responsibility. Typically when there's two people traveling, one person is mainly in charge of doing the outside stuff, cleaning the tanks, packing up everything outside, and one person is inside cleaning that up and getting ready to go. Do you know the other person's responsibility? So if you had to pack up on your own and get ready to leave, do you know what you're supposed to do? Do you know what the inside is supposed to be done so that you can take care of that and everything is secure? But do you also know how to empty the blank tanks, how to store and hook up to your truck or your vehicle that you need to hook up to? So those are really important things that you need to be prepared of just in case you're the one that needs to do that job.
And for my VA brothers and sisters, know the VA network, know you have a travel coordinator, know your community coordinator, or at least have phone numbers associated with your main VA office that you're seen at. So if you are out of network or out of the area, you can expedite getting medications refilled. We had to pay for a month worth of my meds, and it was almost $1,000 out of pocket. So just know those numbers. Make sure you're doing your 72-hour notification. Always call the on-call triage nurse, get wonderful advice from them, and then have all those VA numbers that you need written down somewhere where you know you have them, either on your phone, in a book you carry, wherever, but that will help you out on the VA side. So I hope you learned something. I hope this stimulated some conversation with your camping partner or partners, and I hope you now are better prepared if you have an accident or an emergency.
Right. If there's anything that maybe we have missed that we need to consider on our list or you guys have on your list, leave a message in the comments. Let us know. Maybe we're overlooking things. We have probably a whole bunch more that we didn't cover that was just stuff that we just do naturally. But leave a comment if we missed something, or if you guys want to add to that list of what you might do in an emergency, whether it's medical or something that happens to your rig.
Thanks for joining us. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell notification, and you will be notified every time we upload a new video.
Yeah. Safe travels, you guys.
Thanks.